we will need two more chairs. While that is being organized, it's almost lunchtime. This hall looks like a parliament about. Currently, the head of operation of full contact. Jofin, where are you? Yeah, come. Jofin had worked in Infosys for a brief period. Then started, while he was at the dormitory, he had started his company, and that company was called Open Node Labs. Later with his friends, they started a company called Profoundis, and they got an application to get an easy access to email contacts. The company has grown into about 70-member operation team based at Cochin. In 2016, the company was acquired by Full Contact, and now he is heading the Indian operations based at Cochin. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. My next panelist is Sandip Tandasheri. Sandip, please come to the podium. Sandip Tandasheri is the CEO of Navalt Solar and Electric Boats Private Limited. It's a company building solar powered ships and please be seated. Sandip is a BTech from IIT Madras and an MBA from INSEE. Sandip had before starting his entrepreneurial venture, he had been a design engineer and a naval architect and worked in places like South Korea and Japan. In 2008, he started a company called Navagati Marine Design and Construction and was CEO of the company. And in 2013, he became the CEO of Navagati. And this new company is they are into design of marine design solution, vessel construction, etc., etc. And he had won many accolades and awards. Some of them are the finalist at IDS 2009. Winner of Limca Book of Records, fastest solar boat in India. That takes an applause. Please, don't be nice. Winner of Unconvention 2016 by Kerala will go, and finalist at Lufthansa Runway to Success 2016. There's some of them. Okay, welcome, Sandip. Very unassuming person. He's a BTech from College of Engineering, Trivandrum, and MBA from Warwick University, UK. He had worked in 3M and in Microsoft. In Microsoft, he was the director of operations, and he was working out of his home in Kochi while working for Microsoft operations in Britain. And based on that, he wrote a best-selling book called God's Own Office. God's Own Office. We had awarded him the Emerging Entrepreneur Award. The first Emerging Entrepreneur Award of TiE was given to James Joseph. Please put your hands together. Varun, please join us. Varun is a civil engineer, and after that, welcome Varun, please. After that, he joined IIT Madras IoT, that is Internet of Things based services to leading Indian and international water companies. In 2015, Varun was nominated by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Yes, Anand, okay. Anand is not a startup or a startup. Anand is support. Please be seated. Anand Sharma is currently the General Manager of the Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation. It's called PAPA, but you should say Navagati. He heads the startup initiative of the corporation, including the seed funding scheme. Prior to joining the SIDC, he had worked with Social Publishing Group, UK-based education content development company as their India head. The speakers, I will introduce one by one and invite them to the podium. First is Mr. Jofin Joseph. He is currently the head of operation of Full Contact. Jofin, where are you? Yeah, come. Yeah. Jofin is a graduate engineer from KUSAC, that is Cochin University of Science and Technology. Jofin had worked in Infosys for a brief period. Then started, while he was in the dormitory, he had started his company, and that company was called Open Node Labs. Later with his friends, they started a company called Profoundis, and they got an application to get an easy access to email contacts. The company has grown into about 70-member operation team based at Cochin. In 2016, the company was acquired by Full Contact, and now he is heading the Indian operations based at Cochin. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. My next panelist is Sandeep Kandashiri. Sandeep, please come to the podium. Sandeep Kandashiri is the CEO of Navall Solar and Electric Boats Private Limited. It's a company building solar power chips and please be seated. Sandeep is a BTech from IIT Madras and an MBA from EC. Sandeep had before starting his entrepreneurial career, he had been a design engineer and a naval architect and worked in places like South Korea and Japan. In 2008, he started a company called Navagati Marine Design and Construction and was CEO of the company. And in 2013, he became the CEO of Navagati. And this new company is they are into design of marine design solution, vessel construction, etc. And he had won many accolades and awards. Some of them are the finalist at ET IDS 2009, winner of Limca Book of Records, fastest solar boat in India. That's it, please. Don't be nice. Winner of Unconvention 2016 by Kerala Group and finalist at Lufthansa Runway to Success 2016. That's some of them. Okay. Welcome, Sandeep. Very unassuming questions. My next panelist is James Joseph. James, where are you? Okay. Yeah, James, that's right. James is the CEO of the startup now called Startup. You don't call it startup now, the startup, right? The CEO of Jackfruit 365. He is actually giving a lot of glamour to a fruit which nobody was looking at. He is a BTech from College of Engineering Trivandrum and MBA from Warwick University, UK. He had worked in 3M and in Microsoft. In Microsoft, he was the director of operations and he was working out of his home in Kochi while working for Microsoft operations in Britain. And based on that, he wrote a best-selling book called God's Own Office. God's Own Office. We had awarded him the Emerging Entrepreneur Award. The first Emerging Entrepreneur Award of TiE was given to James Nelson. Please put your hands together for James Nelson. Next is Varun Sridharan. He is the Director, Green Environment Innovation and Marketing India Private Limited. Varun, please join us. Varun is a civil engineer and after that, welcome Varun, please. After that, he joined IIT Madras as a project associate for a project funded by Ministry of Urban Development on decentralized wastewater management and PPP. The team was instrumental in preparing guidelines for decentralized wastewater management for India's urban local bodies, and green environment was thus incubated at IIT Madras. Currently, the company provides a lot of IoT, that is Internet of Things based services to leading Indian and international water companies. In 2015, Varun was nominated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, to participate in first BRICS Youth Forum. He has been associated with policy related to startup and its India initiatives. Varun Sridharan for you. Let me now invite Anand Sharma. Anand, please join us. Yes, Anand. Anand is not a startup or a startup. Anand is support. Please be seated. Anand Sharma is currently the General Manager of Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation. It's called PAPA, but you should say Navagati. He heads the startup initiative of the corporation, including the seed funding scheme. Prior to joining KSIDC, he had worked with Sherson Publishing Group UK-based education content development company as the India head, and before that in KPMG as the global KPMG, which everybody knows. He is a fellow member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and Anand is representing government, that is KSIDC, and telling us as to what are the supports that KSIDC and government will be providing for these the standing up and starting entrepreneurs. I could also be sitting with you, right? Okay. or everything is there, people are not there. Or people are there, money is there, there are technical issues and teachers. So there are so many things that can go government when it's from startup to startup. We have two mics so that we could share. We'll start with you. Your company has been acquired by Balagopal right now.
Good morning, everyone. So good to be here. It's a very proud thing to actually be telling the story again and again. So I'm really happy to do that. But it's a pretty long story, but long story short. We invite people to that's right. We spent our first 2 years trying and failing in different stuff. We failed in 3 products until we and finally we reached this product called Wide, which we built in 2014 and ran 2 years. As partners, so we started this association.
Full contract in the US.
How big is Full-Contact?
How big is the company?
So Full-Contact is not a huge company. It is a later stage startup. I would say they've just recently. So Full-Contact started in 2009. So
but they have an amply content, right?
Yeah. Yes, that is. So Full-Contact is in the high growth phase at the moment. So just raised a CDC and was looking at global operation, global expansion. So we started working with Full-Contact as partners for the since 2015, end of 2015, and there were definite strengths that Full-Contact brought to the table.
Does the product Wide still exist? You think?
So Wide's backend algorithms, processes, everything exists, but we are going into the market as one single product called Full-Contact.
So Wide being as something.
That's right. So we are phasing out actually. It exists at the moment, but then we are phasing out.
We have heard that they are going to outsource practically all the development activities into your operations here. So what is the size now that you have in terms of number of people?
So we are a 92-member team at the moment, and we have pretty aggressive plans in India, Kerala to be specific.
You are the head of operations, but are you also on the board of operations of Full-Contact?
Full-Contact globally, no. So we have one of us is in the board executive.
That is Arjun, right?
That is Arjun, yeah.
Okay.
So two of us founders, Arjun and Anu, they moved to US to be part of the global company. They live in British. And
one question. You have essentially sort of a merger that is happening. Your company got merged into Full-Contact, isn't it? So personally, did you make money on this?
So this is not an exit for us as founders. So this is fundamentally a turning point in our journey to merge with Full-Contact and go forward with larger powers. So what we believe is combine Full-Contact and Wide, we are the best data company in the world at the moment. Right?
That's great. So I knew that I wanted to do manufacturing and board building. I started my service. I don't have to spend too much money. So build the model, get customers, get the revenue.
Who are your latest customers now? You're serving
the first solar farm in India which we constructing is for Kerala State Water Transport.
Very good.
ഇത് ഔട്ടാണോ ഷാർപ്പാണോ നോക്കിയിട്ട്
2 days back we have done official trials.
Where which Vembalati?
Today Alur Lake, so I think it's come in Madhu Lake. It's not a technology demonstration. When I say technology demonstration based, like for example, it's not technology. There are 2 kinds of renewable space. One which is technologically great, like for example Tesla launched their roof tile. It's technologically great, but it's not commercially viable. Not for India.
അതൊന്ന് പിടിച്ചോളാം ഞാൻ.
So the model which we are doing is solar farm is commercially viable even without factoring the cost of pollution. So you start making money after 30 days. I know
you're waiting for hosts of orders to happen. That's how you have launched it. Thank you. I'll look to you, celebrate James. Yeah, we have been seeing you and trying lots of expansions. But you know, there is an element of science coming into your product. You started getting this jackfruit. Okay, we all thought that okay, here is a person who had fallen in love with jackfruit and generally asking everybody to eat it. But then you went to the science behind it and then research. You had some proof now from Australia to show, and you are currently on the verge of into that expansion, into reaching the world with the science and with the findings that you have. Will you be able to tell the audience as to how that journey was? That getting science to prove your entrepreneurship.
Thank you, sir. In fact,
it's such a coincidence that I'm here sitting next to something, right? And the world is so small.
ആ ഫുൾ വൈഡ്
Almost a year ago, I lived by the river Periyar, and I was looking through my window, and I could see a boat with solar panels on top. And I took a lot of pictures, and I posted on Facebook. Some of these startups are trying to do a solar boat. And guess what? The first time I did something, it was this boat. There you go. And so back to the question about what I was asking about, which we have most of you have heard about my campaign about jackfruit as a social cause, that 80% of jackfruit is going waste. But I think Ravi touched upon it this morning, and that we cannot overemphasize the importance of research. And this is something which, in fact, I heard it from Dr. M.S. Lalitan, and he put it into context. He said, if professionals do not do their own research, you downgrade your profession to a driver of an old car. You're just driving what somebody has told you. So my biggest contribution, when you will see all this media stories, but my biggest contribution, and I've never shared this before, biggest contribution was the fundamental research which I did on jackfruit to prove that jackfruit is good for diabetes.
Here is a jackfruit, the research to prove that jackfruit is good for diabetes. Show it, sir.
Okay, and the way we did this, because it was an accidental discovery, but to scientifically prove this actually works, was a humongous task. And if you want to know, I have a lot of opposition. In fact, there were 2 videos which went viral on jackfruit. One is about the Malabar squirrel, continue to eat the jackfruit when the monkey is trying to chase it away. That was the most viral video on jackfruit. Second one is me talking about jackfruit is good for diabetes. And that is what, gone viral in Kerala at least. Now, how I went about it, because I'm a startup, I'm frugal, I don't have money, right? To do a clinical trial, to prove that jackfruit is good for diabetes, it will cost you 2 crores and 3 years. I could afford that. Okay, so you have to, so I then, in fact, I have many mentors here, so especially in fact, I used to make many trips to Sridhar's lab and do the anatomy of jackfruit and test every part of jackfruit on the nutrition parameters. And it was clear. There was only one factor which I had to prove that jackfruit is good for diabetes. The carbohydrate was low, the fiber was high, the calorie was low. There was only one factor which we had to prove, which is about the sugar level. And I'm comparing this with rice. The sugar is higher than rice, but is it bad or good for diabetes? All the anecdotal evidence which I'm getting is it is good for diabetes. So the only way to prove that is do a glycemic study. A glycemic study is when you eat a food, in 2 hours, what is the increase in sugar level? That was the only variable left to be proven as the product. And then I researched on the glycemic index, and the world's best was City University. The glycemic index foundation is based in City University. So it was 2 crores, and I went through the cost of doing the glycemic study. And I'll share this, it was 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs versus 2 crores. And the second was, I also, if I go behind the study, and that's where Anand and everything comes into picture, okay? Could I have done it myself? Yes, I could have done it myself. But when I went through, my biggest opposition was the medical community was not coming forward.
The doctors.
The medical community was, I was surprised.
One small intersection, that is, see, did you have this hunch before you went for all this research that this thing is going to be anti-diabetic thing?
Absolutely not. That's what
So it is your pure social love for jackfruit that has happened.
So it's all about being stupid and stubborn.
So someone else has said this actually.
I was, but till serendipity strikes. When this priest came and told me, when I took jackfruit meal and I took my insulin, I collapsed. And you're supposed to go behind it. That is your fundamental scientific, intricacy in this. You want to know why. And with my business acumen, if it is a diabetic diet, no questions asked about the market opportunity for jackfruit. Kerala is the diabetic capital of India. But there are so many people out there. If there is an opportunity for jackfruit to be a diabetic diet, in fact, Jocelyn, I was in a lot of ventures. I went to
lot of mentors and models as well.
I went to him and he just changed
Brand
the
ambassador.
whole approach towards my product. I haven't told him about the diabetic benefit about jackfruit. And then he just made one statement to me that changed the way my company was operating. What he told me was, James, in Panapalli, 1 in 100 is like you who's got jackfruit in their head. But 1 in 4 has diabetes in their head. Okay. That day, my company became a diabetic diet company, not a jackfruit company.
Great. Jocelyn said, with one line of feeling a lot.
I cancelled. In fact, I had 70 recipes on right jackfruit. One control or delete, I deleted all right jackfruit recipes. And I had to beg and borrow these recipes from several chefs in 5-star hotels. Because I knew I was not in the business of right jackfruit. I was in the business of the green, unripe, raw jackfruit. That is what gives you as an alternative carbohydrate.
Have you started marketing of this thing now?
Yes. So once we got the data, so what I felt was the political fit. Okay, so the biggest risk to my campaign was a negative campaign that this is bollocks. This is absolutely nonsense. Because I looked at the annual reports of some of the medical companies in the field of diabetes medicine, and the biggest risk is a natural remedy emerging for diabetes. It's the biggest business risk for.
So you were against the market action. One man against the drug.
So what do? I had to find the political fit. And the beauty is why I'm still in Kerala, why I'm still doing this from Kerala, because jackfruit is a state fruit of Kerala. And why I went to KSIDC for seed fund, I wanted to study to be funded by the state. This is to get a political fit in this. And if you're working for the state fruit, you're working for the state. And if your study is also funded by the state, you have the political fit right. So it was cleverly planned.
We have a platform, we have created a platform, we have created a hardware,
Okay.
which can connect a lot of sensors.
Okay.
More than 50 sensors, we can connect the same hardware.
Yeah.
So this device.
What will be the cost of this hardware model?
So now we are going a service model where we are trying to work with these companies on a
Charge them on like OPEX style.
I think there is a policies on the policeman code to have these instruments for creating industries.
Okay.
But the cost is very high. So we
That's what I was trying to ask. What would, so you don't have to sell, but you can tell us what will it cost?
So primarily we work with some residential colonies where they spend about 70 to 80,000 rupees per month.
Per month.
On these treatment plants.
Okay.
So we reduce manpower and include our solution, say about 70 80,000 we can offer the same solution.
Okay.
So the cost wise
Per month.
per month.
Okay.
So this is all, we are in a market which has been there for years,
Right.
and the spending has also been happening. I think the video shows how the cost is increasing. So the solution would help, like if you want to run a treatment for 365 days, you need to know what happened.
Understood.
So cost wise, it is, I would say service model is really cheap and a lot of, I would say not cheap, it would be a smart way of making people work. So that's how.
Okay. Well, I'll come back to you. Anand, you're representing KSIDC. The seed funding goes to about 40 plus companies have been seed funded. Some of the people whom you had seed funded are sitting in India. Now, what about the governmental initiatives? I specifically come to, we know that KSIDC had been funding this 25 lakh limit, etc. is there. But then we are talking about startup to stand up. So what is KSIDC going to do for making companies stand up? Not startup, stand up, please.
Thank you, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. So the whole seed funding initiative, or the youth funding initiative of the government is relatively new. It started in the end of 2014. To say that we have actually funded close to about 6 companies so far, so I think from a Sarkari perspective, I think it is not all that bad. So initially we had this thing of funding only up to 25 lakhs.
Right.
We used to, that is the basic seed funding as we call it. But then like you rightly said, now there is also a lot of companies which are looking for talent.
Correct.
You need that support.
Yes. And that's the time, neither the evaluation is good, nor they get funded. So it's a very difficult proposition.
Yeah, so what we have done is, there is also another challenge, like what happens is in many of the cases that we've seen, the expectations are quite, let's say, not optimistic, they are quite unrealistic.
Expectations of the entrepreneur.
No, yeah, exactly. Expectations of the entrepreneur
Okay.
are quite unrealistic, if I were to be honest. So that is when they do engage with VCs or HNIs to go for the funding, but most of it falls back primarily to the fact that their valuation is too high, or they are not willing to dilute the stake. So many things. And it is again an opportunity missed for them, because, say for example, I can tell you specific cases where they are waiting for immediate infusion of working capital for them to actually service orders, and they are in talks with VCs.
Yeah, I see every day at least 3 or 4 of them. Every day I have to.
So this is again a problem which really needs to be solved. So what happens is they approach a VC. The VC typically sets a milestone. Do something. You get 200 customers. Once you hit 200 customers, then we engage. Yeah, then we do this. So this would be the, so everything else is right. So the milestone or goal is something which the VC sets for them to achieve. Now the biggest issue is to kind of have a bridge still there. How do we reach that? Now that's where we again come if we've been kind of fitting that how to kind of solve this specific issue. And to address that, we have come wherein what we are saying is to our seed fund companies where they are facing a similar situation like this, we will actually do a second round up to 100 lakhs.
Okay.
So which to a great extent, because these are all companies which are go-to-market ready and who have their products and services ready, but it's just that they don't have the sufficient working capital to service the demand or to reach this milestone. So that is where we kind of come in.
This 100 lakhs that you said comes in the form of what? Loan or soft loan or?
Again, it's in the form of a soft loan.
Okay.
So because again, when the government intervenes and things like that, it's not practically, typically to work like a VC, it is not, if I were to be honest, it is not really feasible in the government.
Absolutely, I understand. You have to take it at face value, and nobody will want to be sell it back to it.
And if we were to even say, even if a company like Sequoia is investing in the company, and if we were to do a 30% discounting on that, the thing is, which is actually quite, on the face of it, it all looks fine. But then, we are subject to the audit.
Everything. You have CAG, you have CVC, and you have CDI, and you have all sorts of people.
So the whole thing is rather than trying to kind of say that this is a problem, so we can't do it. We are trying to find the solution, kind of keeping in mind all the problems that we are facing.
But seed capital that you are giving was at a very low interest rate. In case that has to be considered as a loan.
Yes,
Will the same lower interest rate apply in this case?
Yes,
Oh, very good, very good.
So
would you be able to tell them the
yeah, so
percentage?
actually what we typically do is we adopt the data
White main-
whatever the way we
മെയിൻ
back,
ക്യാമിൻ്റെ വൈഡ് ഫുള്ളില്ല
ഇതിപ്പം 32 ആ കിടക്കും കുഴപ്പമില്ല
ഇത് ഫോമാറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം
ഓക്കെ
Interbank.
Yes.
Okay.
Not the bank customer.
Interbank. So that is what we charge. The whole idea here is not to make a profit per se, but rather to kind of help the startups to. Now I can
So
say standard.
there's a small question on that. You said you will fund the 100 lakhs to those people, those companies whom you have given 25 lakhs. Now, suppose there's a company which has not taken that 25 lakhs rupees from you, but they want to get that 100 lakhs to give you back.
See, again, the thing is, we have not, the scheme has been formulated in such a way that this 25 lakhs, so we know that company, right? So we have a sufficient, let's say, comfort level with that company, wherein we can say that all the initial due diligence, all the screening is done, and then we can say that we can prove that this is a company that's known to us for the past so many months, and we can closely monitor.
That means it's a yes.
Yes.
That's an yes. That's an yes. That's an yes. Okay. Anand, I'll come back to you. Jofin, you have actually made a company while you were in the dormitory, and then you went and worked for Infosys, and you have come back. Now, Profound is now full contact. Okay. Now full contact. Okay. At any point of time in this in these elapsed years, did you ever think like, is it brain dead?
Absolutely not.
Tell them.
So that's one of the great things when you have a great team with you, right? So as I said, for the first 2 years we were completely at sea, failing in different products. In fact, we failed in 4 different products just because we were young and foolish, right? But then the team was so brilliant, and we were together so much that we never had a thought of quitting at any point of time. So at any low point of time, we never had it.
Did you have sufficient funds to conduct yourself? Or then?
Yeah, so we were comfortable in the sense that so this happens when this is an interesting question that I get always. So you are in Infosys, gaining decent amount of salary in the early stages of your career. Just come down to like 4,000 rupees per month as a salary. So what we
I'm
do
sure it is much better now.
yeah, it does.
You're paid in dollars, right? It could be $4,000 plus.
I'm not commenting on that. So the thing is, the decision that we made was we fix a salary for ourselves and we make sure that we get that salary into the bank account every single month, right? So we started at like 4,000 rupees and we made sure that 4,000 rupees is there. And the interesting fact is, when you suddenly start living at 4,000 rupees, you're just comfortable. You don't have any problem.
Wow, that's great.
Just yours.
It's like a Gujarati guy who said this has to live on no money, you know?
That's right. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. You might have to change certain things, but when you're working towards a larger goal, we never found a difficulty in that, right? So then,
So you cut down on your movies, multiplexes, Pepsi, Cola, Coke, everything.
Yeah, and we all the 4 of us, we come from normal middle class families, so we were kind of, we were not used to the kind of spending huge lot of money every month, so it was just fine, right? And we always had some source of funding that we figured out, which started as service projects. We used to take outsourced service projects and complete it. We split the team into 2 and one part of the team doing service projects and getting the bread for the rest of the
With the full contact connect, then can you say, yeah, happy?
Absolutely. So Full Contact is a wonderful company. I was telling Anand, it's a better company than Profounders. So in terms of culture, in terms of the
this is so happened that people, when there's particularly entrepreneurs that I've seen, they fall in love with their own company. You know, they fall in love with their own company. So people is like, you have actually sold up your company and you have that company can now be there.
This is our company at the moment. So we fell in love with the vision that we had to build the best data company in the world. So all that we care about is being the best data company in the world. As I said, we believe we are the right path to be the best.
Great.
That's
Sandeep,
what it is.
yeah. Thank you. I will come back to Sandeep. This issue, and we have been reading a lot about, we are on a standard board now, but we have seen that startup enterprises, if they start with 4 or 5 founders, partners, with disparate expertise, that is different competencies like finance, marketing, operations, technology, etc. We understand the chance of such companies to come to standard board and grow is much higher. But in your organization, how is it? Is it a one-man sort of a show, or you have sufficient competencies inside? And that to a partner level or a founder level?
At the founder level, yeah, I'm the only person in that.
മറഞ്ഞു
So
നിൽക്കരുത്
that weakness I realize, and hence I try to get people who are much smarter than me, like my bachelor in IIT as well as in CX. So first we started engaging them in, like for example, a part-time CFO role. One of my friends is working.
ബാറ്ററി കൊണ്ടുപോകാം
Then now we try to get an investment. So that way I'm trying to fill the gap.
എടുത്തോണ്ട് അവിടെ ഉണ്ട് അവരോട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ
At the top, you are alone now, right? Do you feel that you need to bring in somebody also at the top so that it eases out as well as there's somebody look after some specific functions?
So the functional things like operations, finance, all taken care by various experts. So,
Okay.
so maybe the direction, even today, of course I talk to a lot of senior people, like managers, etc., to help me realize the direction I am taking or fine tune it. But I have some idea what I want to do, and so that.
You say that you don't intend to bring in at that level people, whereas you will buy them at employee level. Is that so?
Or even investors level, so they come in like the latest investors are very good in finance and access to some markets. So they're coming in as an investor, they'll be the board. Okay, so yeah, in that sense, yeah, board is anyway above me. So yeah, that is, yeah.
Fine. James, James, actually, when can we
address that? We've come wherein what we are saying is to our seed fund companies where they are facing a similar situation like this, we will actually do a second round up to 100 lakhs.
Okay.
So which to, you know, to a great extent, because these are all companies which are, you know, go-to-market ready and who have their products and services ready, but it's just that they don't have the sufficient working capital to, you know, service the market or to reach this milestone. So that is where we kind of, you know, come in.
This 100 lakhs that you said comes in the form of what? Loan or soft loan or?
Again, it's in the form of a soft loan.
Okay.
So because again, when the government intervenes and things like that, it's not practically, you know, typically to work like a VC, it is not, if I have to be honest, it is not really feasible in the government.
Absolutely, I understand. So you have to take it at face value and nobody will want to sell it back.
And if we were to even say, even a company like Sequoia is investing in the company, and if we were to do a 30% discounting on that, the thing is, which is actually quite, you know, on the face of it all looks fine, but then, you know, we are subject to the audit.
Everything. You have, you have CAG, you have CVC, and you have CBI, and you have all sorts of people.
So the whole thing, so the whole thing is rather than trying to kind of, you know, say that this is a problem, so we can't do it. We are trying to find a, you know, a solution, and, you know, keeping in mind all the problems that we are facing.
But seed capital that you may be giving was at a very low interest rate, in case that has to be considered as a loan. You know? Will the same lower interest rate apply in this case? Oh, very good, very good.
So,
would you be able to tell them the
yeah, so
percentage?
actually what we typically do is we, that on the date of sanction, whatever is the prevailing bank rate, the bank lending rate, PLR as fixed by the RBI, which is currently I think 7.
Interbank.
Yes.
Not the bank, just the
It is the interbank rate. So that is what we have. The whole idea here is not to make a profit per se, but rather to kind of, you know, help these startups to, now I can
So
say startups.
there's a small question on that. You said you will fund 100 lakhs to those people, those companies whom you have given 25 lakhs. Now, suppose there's a company which has not taken that 25 lakhs rupees from you, but they want to get that 100 lakhs, will you give that?
See, again, the thing is, we have not, the scheme has been formulated in such a way that this 25 lakhs, so we know that company, right? So we have a sufficient, let's say, comfort level with that company, whereas we can say that in all the initial due diligence, all the screening is done, and then we can say that we can prove that, you know, this is a company that's known to us for the past 20 months. We've been closely monitoring.
That means it's a yes.
Yes.
That's an yes. That's an yes. That's an yes. Okay. Anand, I'll come back to you. Jofin, you have actually made a company while you were the dormitory, and then you went and worked for Infosys, and you come back. So, profile is now full contact. Okay. Now full contact. Okay. At any point of time in these elapsed years, did you ever think like, is it Venda?
Absolutely not.
Tell them.
So that's one of the great things when you have a great team with you, right? So as I said, for the first 2 years we were completely at sea, failing in different products. In fact, we failed in 4 different products, just because we were young and foolish, right? But then the team was so brilliant, and we were together so much that we never had a thought of quitting at any point of time. So at any low point of time, we never had it.
Did you have sufficient funds to conduct yourself, or then?
Yeah, so we were comfortable in the sense that so this happens when this is an interesting question that I get always. So you are at Infosys, gaining decent amount of salary in the early stages of your career. You just come down to like 4,000 rupees per month as a salary. So what we
I'm
do
sure it is much better now.
yeah, it is much.
You're paid in dollars, right? It could be dollars. It could be $4,000 plus.
I'm not commenting on that. So the thing is, the decision that we made was we fix a salary for ourselves, and we make sure that we get that salary into the bank account every single month, right? So we started at like 4,000 rupees, and we made sure that 4,000 rupees is there. And the interesting fact is, when you suddenly start living at 4,000 rupees, you're just comfortable. You don't have any problems.
Wow, that's great.
Just yours.
It's like the Gujarati guy was said this and live on nobody, you know.
That's right. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. You might have to change certain things, but when you're working towards a larger goal, we never found a difficult thing, right? So then,
So you cut down on your movies, multiplexes, Pepsi, Cola, Coke, everything.
yeah, and we all the four of us, we come from normal middle class families, so we were kind of, we were not used to the kind of spending huge lot of money every month, so it was just fine, right? And we always had some source of funding that we figured out, which started as service projects. We used to take outsourced service projects and complete it. We split the team into two, and one part of the team doing service projects and getting the bread for the rest of the
With the full contract coming, can you say, yeah, happy?
Absolutely. So Full Contact is a wonderful company. I was telling Anand, it's better. It's a better company than Profounders. So in terms of culture,
this so happened that people, when there's particularly entrepreneurs that I've seen, they fall in love with their own company. You know, they fall in love with their own company. It's a rebound effect. You have actually sold off your company and you have company can now be done.
This is our company at the moment. So we fell in love with a vision that we had to build the best data company in the world. So all that we care about is being the best data company in the world. As I said, we believe we are on the right path to be the best.
Great.
That's
Sandeep, yeah. Thank you. I will come back to Sandeep. This issue, we have been reading a lot about, we are on the standard board now, but we have seen that startup enterprises, if they start with 4 or 5 founders, partners, with disparate expertise, that is different competencies like finance, marketing, operations, technology, etc., etc. We understand the chance of such companies to come to standard board and grow is much higher. But in your organization, how is it? Is it a one-man sort of a show, or you have sufficient competencies inside, and that to a partner level or a founder level?
At the founder level, yeah, I'm the only person in that sense. So that weakness I realize, and hence I try to get people who are much smarter than me, like my batchmate in IIT as well as in CX. So first we started engaging them in, like for example, a part-time CFO role. One of my friends is working. Then now we are trying to get the investment. So that way I'm trying to fill the gaps which I think I
But
don't have.
at the top, you are alone now, right? Do you feel that we need to bring in somebody also at the top so that it eases out? There's something to look at some specific functions.
So the functional things like operations, finance is all taken care by various experts. So,
Okay.
So maybe the direction, even today, of course I talk to a lot of senior people, like mentors, etc., to help me realize the direction I am taking or fine tune it. But I have some idea where I want to go, and so that.
You're saying that you don't need to bring in at that level people, whereas you will buy them and employ them. Is that so?
Or even investors level, so they come in like the latest investors are very good in finance.
Holding a chakra. So we are in the information phase now, right? And why we were able to get to that phase is because of the repeat dynamic customers which we have. So every second customer comes back because this has now become a daily pattern. Now, so the standard story is that when we reach that stage of repeat customers, another chart member from TiE, Nawaz Mina of Eastern, came forward and said, you focus on your strength, we will help you incubate and scale. So the retail distribution of jackfruit distributor is now handled by Eastern. And I was always clear on my weaknesses when I started jackfruit distributor. And I couldn't get on to an area where I don't understand. Online, I understand. Retail, I don't. So I always manufacturing. So I have Amalgam Foods doing the freeze drying and factory. So on the manufacturing side, I got one of the best in freeze drying. And the retail, I have the best in spices retail distribution. Online, I have Amazon. So we have got all the muscles in place now. And now Eastern is looking at scale.
You coming to scaling commercial level of large tonnage of production capacity have you been able to achieve, or maybe you want to go into that?
I haven't shared this earlier. So by going through this process of research, And I think Kapila mentioned this earlier. I focused on the IP. And what I can tell you is that there are 2 patents I filed in the context of jackfruit.
Wow.
It is about mass production to make it affordable. A continuous process machine. So I had to design it from scratch. And I went to 5 European manufacturers and 3 Chinese manufacturers, and the response is, your Kerala jackfruit is too big, it is too sticky, and it's got stones all over the place. Stones? The seeds. Oh, I see. There is no unique place where the seed is. It's all over the place. It's a continuous process machine.
I thought you're going from diabetes to kidney stones.
No. So Italians call seed as a stone, right? Mr. Joseph. This is what stones all over the place, impossible. And guess what? I had to get back to my basic engineering, mechanical engineering, and I had designed the machine myself.
Wow.
And we got it made. And then I went to the workshop, and I did the design, and it was a non-commercial agreement, and I went and gave them the design. They made the machine, and they said it's not possible. I went there, sat down in the workshop, and I said there are 3 variables in this, play around with these 3 variables, it has to work. Then I was heading to, should I meet with my family? They told me, sir, you need to come here right now.
Okay. So the beach was cancelled.
And I go there and I see the whole thing working in unison. It doesn't matter any size and shape of jackfruit you put there. Without hands-free, without human touch, we will get the final product. And that is because I need to put an aha journey, right? Because it was making it aspirational. So change the brand of jackfruit. So the first year, the 5-star campaign was about changing the brand, the perception about jackfruit. Second is the ha, which is the health. It is good for diabetes and weight loss. Okay, second is the third is the affordable. That is where they take it from. So that is where we will see the industrial mass production of jackfruit.
Okay. You know, for the audience, some of you may not know this. Jackfruit is a full meal. It's like having the kappa. It's a full meal, right? James?
Yes.
It's a full meal, and then you can make chapati. No, what do you make?
So the pivot was what, in fact, another channel from here got me.
Oh, you're Thai all over.
Okay, and got me introduced to Dr. Muslim, and so I have experts reviewing what I have done, right? And what is it? There are 2 blockbuster developments here. One is about the custom of Kerala. In Kerala tradition is to eat jackfruit as a meat. Yes. Okay? As an alternate to rice and wheat, we have a tradition. So and that turned out to be good, right? And second is, we figured out we can add jackfruit in. Can you imagine adding jackfruit into an idli?
Into
An idli.
oh,
Idli, dosa,
chakka idli.
palakam, putta,
Chakka
and
putta.
roti,
Chakka
alupata. A third of that can be replaced with jackfruit. And you wouldn't know. But net effect, you will have a net reduction in calories, you will have a net reduction in carbohydrate, you will have a net reduction in glycemic load, and you double the fiber. This is exactly what doctors ask you to do. Reduce your carbohydrate, reduce your calorie, increase your fiber. All 3 in 1. So a third of your rice and wheat, what you normally eat, just the way we added iron in the salt, we figured out how to add jackfruit into it.
Very nice.
The game changer is here to stay. You can
You
add
have
whatever
got
you
to huge manufacturing now, so you're going to take on the whole, man. Yeah, and I'm so glad actually here, he was telling 3 charter members here and Thai all over. This is the endorsement of Thai. I was saying, we are very, very relieved that this is the true endorsement of what Thai has actually done. And of course, James also has been very benevolent on case IDC and the government of Kerala's assistance also that is coming back. Okay, James, I remember you. Now, Varun, if there is anything that you need now, that is, you are still at the level that you'll be able to help people in the wastewater management, treatment, etc. What is it that you will require now to scale up into a larger entity?
So, actually, as a company, we have been going through the incubation process. So, initially, we had the seed fund, 2 rounds of angel investment, and then we are in discussion with a lot of investors, but we really are not looking at raising a lot of money because for us, it's more of being present in more cities.
No, but then we have a product, an IoT product. Okay, this could be Yeah, of course, there are technologies behind it, but this could also become quite usable across, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so we are right now partnering with bigger water companies.
Okay.
So they are the people who
So
are.
you're going to be on the back. You're not going to be the.
Today, there is domain expertise required for these.
Okay.
The new IoT or whatever you develop, you don't have the domain expertise. It's very difficult to bring it as a solution. So
Okay.
that is something that we have. There's a lot of projects that we are also doing through CSR. We have CSR funds that come through the incubator. And so implementation in the field is happening through these schemes also. And as a company, we've been supported by the Startup India program. And personally, I've also had an opportunity to be behind the policy and other things.
So you're the policy maker as well as the policy user.
So because I think there is so many things. When you make a wonderful product today, somebody sitting in another country can just make it and sell it here. But we know the problem.
Okay.
So I think that's the advantage.
That's a customized aspect of it.
Yeah.
The understanding.
Yeah, because I think IoT is going to be, because we've been in discussion with a lot of these bigger companies which is invested in IoT, and they say, just give us the domain expertise, we'll make a solution. Because our smart city.
Why don't you sell and make a lot of money? Lots of money.
I think, the kind of background that we have come out from, we have a team of people who are there in the policy, in the ministry and all that supporting us. We think the solution can scale bigger in the country. Yeah, in the country. And as innovation, we have got recognition from the AIP.
That's all fine.
Yeah.
All that is well. But then you can make when there's an opportunity to make lots of money, why are you not trying that?
Sir, I think lots of money, you can make it in a lot of ways. Again, the money is in Ganga, is what our Prime Minister says. So,
You go with the money to Ganga.
yeah. Because one of the biggest challenges that we had was, we started talking to the government bodies.
Okay.
So I think that is completely, I was at this Atal.
Do you think that Ganga river will ever be clean?
Yes.
You hope. You are very confident.
No, I think that a lot of work being done, but data being publicized is very less because this is, even Kochi, we had a lot of, I was part of a team which evaluated in the water and wastewater requirements here in Kochi. So, when you talk to the the government people, that information doesn't go to the next level.
Okay.
It's about doing something. So I think a lot of work being done in the background, and one more big thing that I would say is because
So you would rather say your enterprise is something more like a social enterprise?
we are a for-profit social enterprise. So we learned it from India.
All right. We'll go talking to for-profit.
Yeah.
Anand, see, there is this. It's a good thing. We have come to the level of giving that funds to people so that they will not die. That in between stage, okay? You can scale up. They can also build a better valuation. They can look at VCs or higher level of agents, etc. That's good. But now KSITs also come into the role, that mentoring role, and also your government. Let's say you have a client to whom you have funded. Probably you could really do kind of a help by taking him a marketplace or taking him into the marketplace or advising that this product will be used by government departments, etc. Such initiatives are not to be seen in a higher level, the visible level. Can we do something at the government level, giving these entrepreneurs a visibility to scale?
Before I specifically answer your question here, other than the funding that we extend, we also we have a couple of incubators, one which is recognized by the Government of India, and we do continuous mentoring sessions for the startups and incubators, covering the various aspects that they need, that they would need to know to scale up. So some of them may be aware, some of them may not be aware. So nothing to do with the technical aspect because they are basically consider them to be good at what they are doing technically. But otherwise, like say how to regulatory compliance for companies, IPRs, and then basically from a strategic business perspective, how to interact with clients. So to just give you a small example, we had a professor from the Cambridge Church Business School who was here, and he had done a one-day workshop for our for our assisted entities.
Okay.
So this is something which is an ongoing process. Then on the mentoring side, we do have regular, in fact with TiECon itself, we do have regular mentoring sessions at colleges various colleges. We have actually set up incubation centers in colleges with them, so that we are able to kind of, like you say, catch them young and also groom them in college. So those are things that we do.
What about this strategic marketing front or?
Yes. So couple of things. So earlier, so whenever there is a event, say for example, two of our assisted units, they got one got an invite to start a chili event. So he actually kind of the encouragement was more by kind of funding the expenses needed that they would have paid otherwise out of pocket. So that was something we did. And also whenever there is a specific event, like say for example even for the stylist, so that is something which we are kind of
Right. Thank you for that.
pushing that. So anywhere where there is an event that's happening, we do that. Now to specifically answer your question, wherever there is a requirement from the government side, and if we are able to kind of, if there is a, say for example, one of our units, they have kind of arrangement, they have an arrangement with gel. So all these things, wherever we can kind of chirp in and say that, okay, this is something where, this unit could do. So we kind of, maybe establish the contract for them. But then again, there are certain systems from the government side also which need to change. Say for example, if there is a tender that needs to be created, which is a lot of these things have been addressed by the staff in the policy. But some of these things they also need to kind of get there, that need to qualify for a particular tender or something. But other than that, for at a local level, wherever there is, say for example, we do have an issue where one of our units they have a problem in getting a license from the truck controllers. So unless and until they get that, they will not be able to commercialize the product. So that is where we can kind of help them as a government entity what is the best thing to do.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I think some notice coming based on this piece, man. Another 5 minutes only. We'll avoid Q&A. All panelists are here with us for lunch. You are invited for lunch. Sorry. Senior Vice President.
Don't mention the name. You are supposed to read it out.
I didn't say this. This is established. All right. So last question. We are not giving you a chance to ask questions. Last question. By 2020, full contact India. What turnover? What profitability?
So, okay, question. Contact India, we never think about it as a separate entity to tell about the turnover and profitability.
No, we don't have to
But,
say as a company, but full contact, your IDC, full contact IDC India. Okay.
So full contact globally, we are on a long run. So we are towards establishing ourselves as the strongest data player and building the strongest data asset in the world. So that is we have a great 5-year vision on that, and we see ourselves in a very strong position, probably as a public company by 2020 globally. So I don't want to comment on what to contact India.
They said everything except turnover and profitability. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, Sanjay. Where is Nawaz? What do you see maybe 5 years from now?
So 5 years from now, any ferry is built in India will be only solar electric.
Wow, great. Why don't you come in? How are you? Implementing the cabinet. Okay, right. James, where do you go from here? Where are we going to?
So 2020, for a Malayali, I think it should be complete that your first choice should be jackfruit. First jackfruit and then medicine and then exercise. Or, no, it's the other one. First jackfruit, then exercise, then medicine.
Okay, for Malayali, what about non-Malayali?
Non-Malayalis, we are coming with the product, and third, in 3 years if we don't hit at least 50 billion crores, I will be disappointed.
Oh, easier. All the best, sir, right? Okay. And Varun, what do we see happening to you, and maybe by 2020 from now, where will you be?
So what we feel is infrastructure development has just started in India. So we look at a bigger roadmap. 2020 will be pan-India.
Okay.
And, I
So you intend to establish branches all over?
Yeah, partner with more companies, and we would like to at least get close to the solution when it comes to whatever.
Any of your technologies patented already?
We are not patented anywhere.
Do you have any patentable technology?
So actually, we have a team from the environmental engineering division who got patents. So there's wonderful technologies which bring out to the market. We are doing one. We have a solar power wastewater treatment plant that has been under development and all that. So it will be coming out. And there's a lot of different ways we are trying to bring it out. Than just a commercial product, we would like to focus more on implementation, operating it properly. So I think
Sir, social thing. I think, MSA said, yes, I am giving you 1 more minute. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. I think, you are a savior. You know why? Take was not, James was contacted only today morning at 11 o'clock to be in the panel. Another round of applause for him. Thank you very much. Thank you. All the best. Is there anything to be given away?
Yes, sir.
Please,
Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite our
my senior vice president Gardner. He says, can one or two questions be asked?
ജിജു എടുത്തോണേ.
In the while, I'll complete my job.
James, a question to you. You did refer to a product which is for the non-Malayalis. Is that going to be jackfruit based again, or something different?
Anything I do will be jackfruit based.
To add to that, would you be interested in integrating a little backwards to the farms?
Into the farm. So this question comes up again and again. Would like more than one buyer for their product.
Sure.
They would like to stick to farming.
Yeah.
So if you create demand,
I have been given a grant of 10 minutes.
Okay.
Please eat it. But the smell is actually increasing. Understand burning smell? I could sense. Yeah.
so my response to that is, you have to create demand. If you create demand, everybody in the supply chain will benefit. And in India, this notion of this middleman, I come from a supply chain background. I call them supply chain experts. The middleman, the so-called middleman,
ആ എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
I call them supply chain experts. To get a jackfruit from the hills of Kerala and without it hitting the ground and bring it to the market, it's not a small job. And getting this into Asasto Sabji Mandi in Delhi in 72 hours without it getting rotten is no small job. So, and this is a lecture I gave in IIM Kozhikode to a class for a farm. Average farmer is good at farming. Do not make them a businessman. It's incorrect. It's incorrect to convert a farmer who is good at farming and make them a producer. They don't know a clue about marketing.
But we are talking about farm as an enterprise.
So farmers and enterprise is fine, but I think his question was about reverse integration into farming. To me, it is about creating demand. Let people consume jackfruit. Why are we not getting fresh sliced jackfruit in the market today? And I'll give you some context as well. So 2 years ago, I went and asked an organic farm society, asked them, why don't you start selling jackfruit? They said, nobody will buy it because there's no demand. April 5th, we announced the results from the glycemic study results. And this season, they sold 30 tons of jackfruit.
Wow.
5% of their vegetable sale this season was jackfruit. Excellent. For diabetic patients. That is how you help the farmer. You create demand. You focus on the research and the marketing. Let people buy it.
Yeah. Identify yourself and ask them.
Yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Karthik Srinivas and I head Matchline Capital Partners. We are a merger and acquisition division based in Cochin and we do startup consulting as well. So my question would be to Jofin. Considering a country like India where foreign investors has concerns towards such as labor issues, strikes, etc. So, speaking from that standpoint, what would be the key challenges that you face during the process of convincing full contact to merge with Procontis, and what were the areas that convinced full contact to merge with Procontis?
Yeah.
So,
Make it brief, no? Yeah, let me
sure.
show.
I guess the biggest factor was that the convincing happened over a period of 8 months when we worked together as partners. So the business factor of it worked out pretty well because both the parties were very clear that we could move ahead and build a great business. So that was the first thing. Second is all the logistical challenges which are associated with acquiring a company and establishing it here and all those things. I'll be very frank when I'm saying that this company was a bit paranoid about or was a bit worried about acquiring a company in India because that is what they had heard from almost all the advisors and legal advisors. And the fact is, we took a long time. Right? We took a long time in completing the process. So we had to jump through a lot of legal challenges and everything. But then we were committed in making it happen. When I say we, then Full Contact as a company and Procontis as a company were committed in making it happen. So it had its delays, but it just happened. So the business case, when the business case is convincing enough, when the business case is strong enough, the rest of things is just do some extra work and making it happen. So we had a lot of challenges with legal, with banking. We're still facing a lot of challenges with all the local laws and everything, setting them up for the new company. But then it's just about hustling up and making it happen.
All these elements are available for discussion offsite during the lunch. Okay, we are therefore concluding it here. One more round of applause and all the best. Thank you very much. Enjoy you all. Thank you.
That was really a fantastic session.
You know, okay?
Thank you very much.